Okay, I'm joined by.
Natalie.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I'm from Hackensack, New Jersey, and I'm a published author and a mental health advocate. And I'm joined here by my fellow friend Jordan. And today I'm here to speak more a little bit about my story and mental health application. As of recently, I lost my nephew. We're 2 years apart, and he's more like a brother to me. With that being said, within the months, I've been suffering from depression, and now I have learned to find ways to cope with my depression. So I continue on to study more of meditation and coping mechanisms, speaking out more to the community, to the Black community per se, because within our community, there's not much of a voice. Anyone being voiceful out there and dealing with their depression, their mental health, PTSD, anxiety, and so on and so forth. Many aren't aware that they have these issues and they lash out in different ways. So I'm here to try to give a little insight and helpful tips as much as possible.
Okay, now what impact did your nephew leave on you?
My nephew, his impact was dear to my heart. It was a major impact. We shared each other's secrets. He was my confidant. He was my best friend. He was everything I can imagine. He was someone that always supported anything that I wanted to do, my dreams, and he always pushed me and made sure he built my confidence. When I was down and, my confidence no longer existed, I was at an insecure space in my life, low self-esteem, he was always there to build me up. Since he's no longer, sadly, with me anymore, I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm learning ways. Since he's not here with me, I have to learn ways to build myself, my confidence, and continue on with my goals and my journey for myself.
What was the greatest piece of advice he left you with?
Greatest piece of, he often would say, no matter what, you have to come to common grounds with people or things. Learn to agree and disagree all at the same time without being so argumentative. Because yes, I am very much so an argumentative person. I love to debate. I always think that I'm right about things, I must admit. But he also taught me to learn and admit when I am wrong. And not a lot of us, we know how to do that. So I'm learning on my own. And without him, I have to go through this life and not give up.
As far as your book, how much did he play a part in that?
100%. 100% he played a part because he would promote it on, social media as much as possible. He was there during the book signing. He brought a lot of his, supporters, and he even bought some of my books, which, he bought like a bundle for his own self because he was just happy and he couldn't believe the fact that his auntie wrote a book. So he wanted to take that with him. He noted, look, he made sure, he advocated for my book. Like, my aunt, she wrote and she self-published her own book, and he made it known to the world.
Now, going forward, what keeps you motivated to get back on the hump and start part 2 of your book?
Okay, what keeps me motivated, I must say, my nephew, by the way, his name is Aaron. Aaron, and also not only that, God. I started praying a lot, studying the Bible. Like I said, I try to find different coping mechanisms. So, God, prayer, and myself, just me believing in myself.
Now, what is in store for you besides your book? What else do you have going on at the moment?
Besides my book, mental health. I want to start joining. I want to gather women and start possibly make my own support group, future-wise. That's really what I'm looking forward to, and doing one-on-one interviews with women, also men, but for some reason men have a hard time opening up about their feelings, but hopefully I can look forward to that in the future. But for now, I'm here for the women who can relate to my life and the ups and downs and the hardships we've had to go through.
Now, who's been your biggest inspiration as far as authors or maybe people that have books out, and what is the biggest goal for you as far as books?
To be honest, Terry Woods, I would say, is my biggest inspiration, because when I was young, she's like one of the first books that I read, and it's so weird. This might be unbelievable for some of you guys, but it was unbelievable for me as well. I couldn't believe I actually ran into her in Hackensack. I ran into her while walking to the store, and I'm like, this lady, she looks familiar. And I said, I asked her, I said, ma'am, you look familiar. She said, yes, you might have seen me write. I'm an author. You might have read some of my books. And I'm like, no way, Terry Woods. And she said, yes. And till to this day, we taken the picture, and I still have the picture. If you don't believe me, I can post it, and I will post it. I have no problem doing that. But yes, I will say she is my biggest inspiration when it comes to writing.
All right. Now, as far as your nephew, what is something that you want him to look forward to seeing, as far as your author-wise, and would you think he would be proud of what you're doing right now?
He will be proud because he knows that I'm a very emotional person, and sometimes that I allow my emotions to take over me, and I'm sure he will be so happy to see how strong I've become and how I'm handling his passing. And I think that's one of the things that he'll be happiest the most with me.
Now, as far as mental health, what is one of the things that you use as a coping method to get through your day-to-day life?
Definitely prayer. I didn't pray as much as before. I watch like motivational videos. I'm trying to start my own motivational videos. Like I said, I'm an author, so I'm used to writing. I'm not very vocal, but I'm at a point in my life where I want to start being more vocal and expressing my feelings, and hopefully help others.
Now, what do you want to be said for your brand, and how has it been rebranding so far?
Well, rebranding so far, it's not easy. I know it's going to take some time, but what I would want is just my main purpose in life is just to, what I feel importantly is just to give insight to mental health. And just I'm a very giving person. I've been through so much. Like, I have so many stories. I can squeeze one in if you like.
Yeah, tell us about something that you went through that you overcame.
Okay. What's so sad, that millions of women have gone through, domestic violence. I was a victim of sexual assault. But one of the heaviest things that I've horrific, traumatic. When I mean, I tell you, I suffer from PTSD. I was actually involved in a murder, okay? And I became a suspect. And I don't want to get too much into details, but yes, I saw someone get shot and killed. So that was the most traumatic life event, one of the most traumatic events in my life. And that's where, for a couple years, I stopped to think. And that's when I got into the sunken place of depression. And, you know, I wasn't really very active anymore. You know, I was, you know, just, I'd rather be on the inside. Like, I would no longer wanted to be seen or anything like that. So, like I said, it was a dark place for me for plenty of years. And now I've gained some strength. I don't know where it came from. Well, actually, I kind of do have an idea of where it came from. My nephew Aaron. And with that being said, I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. And like I said, my main goal is to just help other women.
All right, now lastly, what would be your message that you want the world to know about you and your books and your crafts?
Lastly, what I would want the world to know, just always tell your story. The reason why I said tell people this, not everyone is very vocal. Like I said, I was never a vocal person. But tell your story, because once you tell your story, you become at peace. No matter whoever want to hear, you don't have to listen to it. But I'm going to speak with volume. This is a revival for myself. This is for others, but more so for myself. I had so many demons come after me, you know, friends, foes, you know, enemies, or people that had secret agendas that we all go through. And I want to try to figure out, you know, help others find that you're not alone. And don't let whatever your circumstance or whatever has happened to you in your life, don't let that be who you are today. Your past is your past. They want you to remain that same person, but don't let the devil take who you truly are and dwell in that, because you are no longer that person. You know who you are at heart, and forget what anyone says. You're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful queen, and I advise women, men, my king, to take that with them.
All right, now where can people find your book at?
Okay, you can find my book on www.outskirtspress.com/locked door, or you can simply buy it on Amazon, author Natalie.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.